Okay, so let's continue with this motif to finish it so that all of you could see how I do this. So when you finish with the edge of the last petal over the padding cord, the way I added, I have 4 strands and I moved it on the back. So you're ready to cut your thread off and pull thread through. Take this stitch, finish it, and now we will sew over this padding cord. You actually don't really have to worry about this padding cord because you were crocheting over other padding cord here, so this is kind of secure. We have a lot of going on tight stitches. You can sew a little bit over this or you can cut it off. This is the one time I never recommend actually to cut padding cord right away. If you are not secure, if you really want it to be, you know, the way I showed before, you can sew around it 5 millimeters. But you don't have to because we already had, see, I cut it off just close to the end. Why I cut it? Because we already have stitches here over the padding cord and it's really tight in here, so your padding cord will not go anywhere. So I cut it off, and now don't cut the thread. We need this thread to sew our middle part. Again, how to make this middle part? I still have time. I will show you in a minute how to make. So with this thread, with the last thread, you can or weaving thread from the flower, hide it, and leave thread from this motif. And with that thread, finish everything, sew these 2 parts together, or use thread from the flower. Because when I was crocheting this piece, I already cut my thread and weaved it in the motif. But now I will use this thread from the motif that attached to my motif. So I brought my thread to the front, and I will hook my, not hook, but attach, go with the thread through the motif, the centerpiece. So align your motif centers in such a way that you will not see the center edges of the flower. And holding those 2 parts together, like this, sew them tightly so that they will not move. So sew this together. I really don't look on the back of my work because I'm more interested in the way my motif will be here, how it will be. And so that the thread will not be visible in front, but on the back it's not a big deal. Front is more important. So I will not continue sewing. All of you know how to sew motifs together, right? I rather spend time and make this middle part, this center, decorative center with those loops. I will show you how to make this piece. So how to sew you see, and this motif will look absolutely beautiful. So you have, I showed you in the part 1. I will hide this together like this. I showed you how to decorate the edges of the flower like that with a raised outline, and how to make it the way I decided to change it. So all of this in the part 1. I will post the video link to that video in the description under this video. So let me show you how to make this part. You also will need padding cord. Padding cord, you will have to double padding cord. And we basically crochet exactly the same way, the round part, as I showed you how to do it for the flower. So we crochet around the center piece 24 single crochet stitches. So first I will just make my slip stitch to secure this ring, and 24 stitches around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course I will have to adjust padding cord to remove that loop there. And the loop you remove by pulling on the round. Like this, and continue crochet. And by the way, you will not need so long, such a big diameter for the loop. You can always make it smaller, not too small. It's always easier to make something smaller when you crochet around the circle than bigger. So do it very carefully and slowly. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You can see already by the size of how many stitches fit here, how big the center will be. So you can make it smaller. So we have 12 stitches here. We can easily put 12 more stitches here. I can even make it smaller. I will make it smaller actually. Okay, like this. And if I need more, I will adjust more. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 'I probably will need a little bit more here. Stretch my ring. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I can see that I will not fit 4 more stitches, so I better go somehow and stretch my ring. It's easy to stretch it. Just use your scissors. To open up a little bit this closed area that you closed. Move stitches here. So as I made it bigger, so I closed too early. But you can stretch the ring always with scissors. I will cut this part, this short tail, don't need it. It's kind of misbehaving at the end, so I don't need that. I will cut that off. And 4 more stitches. So I have 21, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And at the end, we make slip stitch and chain 1. Of course, I want my ring slightly smaller because my flower have a smaller part here, smaller center. So you can always adjust by pulling on a padding cord and decrease the size of your circle. So now it's look like it's a good size. We will continue crochet over the padding cord. So this is our first. We finished our ring. We made slip stitch, finished the ring with a slip stitch, chain 1. After that, crochet into the back loops over the padding cord 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. After that, and you will repeat this pattern 3 stitches over the ring and over the padding cord, and then you create loop with your padding cord. The way I do this, I just pick it up and with my index finger holding it, roll it this way. You basically, I will show you one more time this way. You fold it, creating a loop right here, and you will crochet over this loop. And crochet over this loop 15 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will stop here. This loop is a little bit too big, and you will see how big you need that loop. You will adjust it, learn how to adjust it really fast. This is too big, so what I will do, holding it here where the last stitch was, pull on a padding cord to make that loop smaller. This is still too big, I already know it, because I already made it many times, so I'll make it smaller. That will be enough. If it's too small, you can always hold in again the stitches, pull right here on other side, you see? And it's going to be big again, so I don't need it this big. This is the size I need, like that. And continue. I have already 5 stitches, now 10 more. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 'It's still too big, so I can go and adjust it. Again, I will pull on it. And 4 more stitches. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that's it. So we're done, but be very careful how you crochet next. As you can see, the way I turned my padding cord clockwise, and now this part is on the front. After this, again going in front of this padding cord here and the loop, and into the next stitches, crochet another 3 stitches. Here it is, 1, 2, and 3. Like this. It looks kind of funny. Let me zoom a little so you could see what I'm doing. So it looks funny a little bit, but what you can do, and you can see padding cord right here. You don't want that, right? So pick up the padding cord and pull on it. And don't mind if your loop look like this. You see how it's turned this way. It will turn your way as soon as you attach this piece to the flower. And then on its own it will be like a little bit kind of slanted. You see how it is, you see? It's not totally flat. It will never lay down flat. This is the idea of this flower, 3D. So you repeat the same way, making this loop again. I'll just show you one more time. So you just turn your loop clockwise, fold it this way to the front, and crochet, holding this loop with your fingers of left hand, and crochet at first 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. I do 5 first stitches and adjust my loop size of the padding cord, so it's too big. You already see how much you need it, right? How long and how big the round. So pull on it. It's still too big, so I pull it and look at the size. Probably this is enough, right? And continue crochet. So we have 5 stitches. Now we continue with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I hope you saw what I did. 14, and 15. And one more time. You look at the sizes, you can see how much smaller this part. All you need to do, holding your last stitch, pull on a padding cord to reduce the size of the loop. And as soon as you will make this 3 stitches, next 3 stitches, your loop will lay down on the surface the way it should be. So here's that front padding cord into the stitch, into back loops, 3 more stitches. Now into the ring, 2 and 3. So this is how you make this part. Adjust a little bit. So this is how you crochet. We already made this before, And so I will post the link to the video how to make those loops. So you crochet all the way around to the very end. You will have here the last loop to do before those 3 stitches here. And then all you'll have to do, weave in the thread and sew this part to your motif. So this is basically it. This is how you crochet this beautiful motif. And you choose which way you want to go, with raised outline, the way it's described in the book, or with the outline the way I made it. If you have questions, you can always post your comments under the video and let me know what is it I can help you with. And our next lesson will be also on Thursday. That time is 12 o'clock as usually, 12 o'clock at noon. So please subscribe to my videos, to my channel, so that you will have notifications. You can subscribe, and after subscription, when you press subscribe, you will see a little bell. So if you will press on the bell, you will receive notifications every time I go live on YouTube. So subscribe to my channel, go to Irish Crochet Lab on Facebook page and like it, and there you can find all information about future workshops and video tutorials. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of the week and weekend. Goodbye.